Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexandria. I am a registered nurse and freelance writer, and I'm going to be talking today about how to introduce yourself to other editors and potential clients through what is called letters of introduction. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to this channel. So, letters of introduction, what are they? I like letters of introduction way more than I like pitching because it's not a sales pitch, but it kind of is. It's more of a softer pitch. A letter of introduction is an opportunity, a message, if you will, that is sent to editors and potential clients in freelance writing to introduce yourself as a freelance health content writer. Now, obviously, you can do this in um, areas of content writing that are not related to healthcare. It's just that I'm going to be talking about letters of introduction specifically for freelance writing as a health content writer. So, letters of introduction are a great way for you to just kind of get your feelers out there for a client that you may want to write for, who may or may not have space for you to write for them. It's nicer to do this before pitching, because if you send a pitch to a potential client who's not ready to receive your pitch for whatever reason, then you know if they don't respond that it's not a wasted opportunity and you can take that pitch to someone else. So I always recommend that you start with a letter of introduction before you start pitching ideas for a story to a client, unless you have already met them or you have seen them publicly post somewhere that they are actively looking for pitches and for new writers. Okay, so let's get started with who you might send an LOI to. So oftentimes you will send these letters of introduction to editors or other potential clients. And when I say other potential clients, you guys, these can be people who are business owners who need help starting a website. Maybe you can create the copy or the content for those web pages. These can be people that are, or these can be institutions like hospitals. There are definitely nurses and other healthcare professionals who write brochures and blogs for other businesses that are targeting either consumers or other businesses for their content that they're putting out. So when you're putting in a letter of introduction, a lot of the time it is to an editor that is likely working for a company that's all about consumers, but you never know. You might end up sending it to someone who is in the business to business or B2B space. And either way is fine, because you want them to know who you are. You are a budding freelance writer who sees an area of need or a gap that you can fill with your freelance writing. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how to create a letter of introduction, and it's not as bad as it seems. It's actually pretty easy, but I know for me, when I started, when I got my first letter of introduction out there, I was so in my head because I thought, oh, it's got to be, just perfect. I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if it's not. And you can definitely take your letter of introduction and tweak it for the next editor or potential client. So don't worry, get your first few out and you'll grow from it, like with everything else. Okay, so because letters of introduction really kind of go in the message or email form, I'm going to teach you exactly how to write them in that way. So the first thing that you always have in a letter, in an email or in a message, is usually a subject line, right? So in that subject line, this is where you kind of hook people in to want to open the message or the email. So a subject line that says, experienced nurse with a desire to collaborate in content writing for X client. Something like that, that really kind of says, this is my intention of reaching out to you. Because remember, a letter of introduction, they don't know you, so they don't have to respond. They're not obligated to. You may think that they should, but as you will find out, the more and more you connect with editors and potential clients, people don't always respond, and that's okay. Things get busy, people get busy, things get lost in the shuffle. Sometimes it's just the, you know, right pitch but wrong time or something like that, and that's okay. It happens. Trust me, you'll recover, I promise. Okay, so I usually write a letter of introduction in like a 2-paragraph, maybe 3-paragraph format. So in the first paragraph, I'm just introducing myself. Hi, my name is Alexandria Jones Patton. I am a PhD prepared registered nurse. I have a background in cardiovascular care as well as mental health, and I am a freelance writer that who has written on these various topics. Okay, now the second paragraph really kind of gets into exactly why it is you're contacting them. So okay, I see that you, for example, I've been trying to reach out to a big brand in the African American community. So I say in my second paragraph, I see that you have, you know, a wealth of content on lifestyle and on healthy living, but I don't see a lot of content on cardiovascular care or on mental health, specifically in Black women. This is an area that I'm well versed in, and I would love to talk to you more about content ideas so that we can build brand visibility around this subject and this business. I can help this business be a leading expert or leader in disseminating information related to mental health, specifically in Black women. Okay, so something like that. That second paragraph is really kind of addressing the pain point for that client. They either don't have a blog, or maybe they have a blog, but you know, it's missing content on something that their target readers could absolutely benefit from. And you are telling them that you can address the pain point, and you can address it by your subject matter expertise or by your ability to write articles or blogs, you know, that are short form and to the point and really will engage their specific reader, their target reader. And then you follow this up with another paragraph, a short one, that really just kind of highlights some of the work that you've done. This is the part where you really think about whether or not you want to have a website or some other platform to host a portfolio of your pieces, of your samples of writing, because you want to link that in the letter of introduction. Hey, you know, I've been doing freelancing for a bit on this topic. Here is a link to my website that has these articles on this topic. And then you follow up with a call to action. In the call to action, you're going to tell them that you would love to meet with them, or you would love to talk with them via Zoom or one-on-one about how you can further address this pain point that you have identified in your letter of introduction. And that's it. It's not nearly as bad as it sounds. It's a letter of introduction is really just 2 to 3 paragraphs introducing yourself, kind of boasting who you are and your skill set that you can bring to the table. You identify a pain point that you see yourself being able to address for that potential client, and then you follow up with a sample or 2 or 3 of work that you've done in that area, and invite that editor or potential client to come to you for more information via a Zoom chat or some type of in-person meetup. See, that's not so bad, is it? That is all I have on this topic for today. If you like what you have heard so far, please subscribe to this channel.